Shalom, shalom. Giving all honor and praise to the Most High and to His Son, Yahweh Shai. Thank the Lord for another Wednesday. Finna go and tap into our forefathers. You know, sometimes we have these classes to build. We have a lot of classes to build, like strengthening our spirits. But we have also these classes to go into the renown of our forefathers and foremothers. Basically, so we can get an understanding of some of the things that we see ourselves do, and see some of the things our forefathers did. We'll see the same things in our forefathers. The name of the class is called "The Glory and Fall of Judge Samson," because a lot of people talk about Samson and the strength that he has, but a lot of people didn't know that Samson was a judge in Israel. So we're gonna kind of go and tap into the life of Samson and what he was towards the nation, and the good and the bad, the things that he was towards the nation. So yeah, I'm gonna read it ready. First precept we getting into tonight is Romans chapter 15 and verse 4. It's a good precept to bring out. Also, to, you know, it's a common precept, but it's a precept that also goes into when we research the history of the Bible. So when we get there, let's read it.
The book of Romans, chapter 15, verse 4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning.
See, because a lot of things, everything that was written aforetime in this Bible was written for our learning. The good things and also the bad things. Because a lot of times, people see the good things in the Bible and like, ooh, that's just refreshing. But guess what? You see the bad things, and you also see the things that rebuke the spirit. A lot of people, even a lot of teachers, you'll see teachers here, and it's in the truth, that they'll teach everything. They'll teach everything concerning the things that don't concern them. But with the things that concern them, they won't teach these things. Brothers, or vice versa. Sometimes brothers teach things that's for them, but I won't teach nothing else. So you got to be we got to be versatile all the way around, man. He said the things that are written aforetime, written for our learning. Read on up.
That we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So we, through patience and comfort of these scriptures, these scriptures give us hope. In the time that we're going through things, and also guess what, for the good things and for the bad things, man. These scriptures are always laid out for us to have a better understanding of them, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 44 and verse 1. Kind of touching on a few little light precepts, man. Because we got to pay homage to our forefathers, man. And the good things are also, guess what, we just point out, because the thing is, just like when you judging righteously, there's no respect to the person. Guess what, if I did something wrong, guess what, I'm counted wrong at that time. But if I'm not found in fault, then I'm not found in fault. But guess what? Some people think that they can walk this walk and they don't have no faults. Yes, you will have faults in this walk. And when you fall, guess what? These things are for us to be able to get back up. And some things that we read, and you'll read it so you won't go and do the same thing that they did too. Also, man, read it out from the top.
The book of Sirach, chapter 44, verse 1. Let us now praise famous men.
We ain't talking about Will Smith now. We not talking about Michael Jordan. We not talking about all these actors and entertainers and rappers that we see on TV. We talking about our forefathers, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, King David, man. Samson. We talking about Hezekiah, King Hezekiah. These people that Paul, Peter, the Mashiach Yahushua, man. These are the famous people, man. Read on up.
In our fathers that begot us.
In our fathers that begot us, man. That's why the things that are written aforetime are written for our learning, man. Read on.
The Lord had wrought great glory by them through his great power. From the beginning.
From the beginning, man. The Lord showed his great power through these men. And guess what? Right now in these last days, he's showing the great power through these brothers on the highways and byways out here on the four ways teaching, man. That you got these brothers that's truly in sincerity on the internet teaching. That's truly in sincerity on Facebook teaching. That's truly sincerely on them blocks every Sabbath, bringing thus saith the Lord to our people to try to show them who they are, man. These are renowned men. These people might, guess what? A lot of times when people look at these people, be regular people, man. But to me, when I look at these brothers up here that's teaching, these brothers that's up for the next coming to teaching, these brothers ain't nothing but, these are the superstars, man. These are the heroes of the nation, man, that we should be looking at, man. Read on, Doc.
Such as did bear rule in their kingdom.
Because guess what? In their kingdom, at the time that they was living, these people bear rule, man. These people was leaders in Israel, man.
That's right.
Read on.
Men renowned for their power, giving counsel by their understanding,
read.
and declaring prophecies.
Read.
Leaders of the people by their counsel.
Because they was leaders of the people by their counsel, because the Most High was leading them and guiding them, and they trusted in the Most High, and the Most High had them to lead the people, man. Read on.
And by their knowledge of learning, meet the people. Wise and eloquent are their instructions.
See, because wise and eloquent, there was an instruction, just like Apollos, man. He was real wise and eloquent in his speech, and he taught very well. Paul dealt with him, man, because the brother was very wise and eloquent in his speech. That's why Paul had to help use him in his ministry, man. When Paul was walking around trying to get the northern and the southern tribe back together, it's the same way we doing. Guess what? We use people, man, that's eloquent in speech, and we might have to use them to go on here to articulate these things for us. Verse 10,
Verse 10. But these were merciful men.
What they was,
merciful men.
But these men, these same men that were renowned and famous, they was merciful men, man. Read on.
Whose righteousness had not been forgotten.
Because guess what? He said the righteousness of them, don't forget these things, man. That's why these things are written the fourth time, written for our learning, man. Read on, Doc.
With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance. And their children are within the covenant.
Because guess what? We are the same children that woke up in the covenant, man.
That's right.
Some of us, guess what? These people that we read in this Bible, some of these people allowed to be our grandfathers and grandmothers. These people might be coming through the same lineage. We might be coming through the same exact lineage, and you might see some of the stuff. Guess what? I might see this brother like, dang, I might be reading in Galatians. I might be, say for instance, I might be reading in Psalm, and I might see a whole bunch of things in Psalm that King David did. I might see the same thing in this brother. This brother might be coming through the same lineage. We don't know. But the Spirit bear witness with those things, man. Read on, Doc.
Their seed standeth fast, in their children for their sakes.
Read on.
Their seed shall remain forever.
For how long, Doc?
Forever.
Because their seed, guess what? The seed of King David is still here, man. The seed of Abraham is still here. The seed of Jacob, we know we descendants of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's hands down. We do know these things. Read on.
And their glory shall not be blotted out.
And their glory shall not be blotted out, man. Read on.
Their bodies are buried in peace.
Their bodies are buried what?
In peace.
Because our forefathers, they resting in peace, man. Their bodies go back to the soil, but their soul go back to the Maker, which is Yahweh, man. Read on.
But their name liveth forevermore.
But their name does live forevermore, man. Read.
The people will tell of their wisdom. In the congregation will shew forth their praise.
Because the people, guess what? We are the people that's telling forth their wisdom, because we reading in the Bible and we are articulating these things and bringing it to the people, man. Let's go on and get into it, man. Let's go to Judges chapter 1 and verse 2. That's it, Judges chapter 1. Judges chapter 13, Sirach.
Judges 13?
Yeah. Judges chapter 13, verse 1. Down.
13 and 1.
Yep. Get into a little history of Samson.
The book of Judges, chapter 13, verse 1. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the Philistines 40 years.
So, the children of Israel, this man, I'm talking about like, this right after Capt and Benaniyah, all them was going to war, man, and they was putting them other nations up under submission. But they kept on, but we just kept on doing wicked, man. Would not let up, man. So the Lord, hey, let us go into captivity up under the Philistines? 40 years. 40 years. 40. Oh, crazy, man. Read on now.
And there was a certain man of Zorah.
And it was a certain man of Zorah. Zorah was a land that the Most High gave Dan. Matter of fact, we get that precept. Let's go to Joshua 19 and 41. Get that precept. Because the Most High gave that land to Joshua. I mean, not to Joshua, to Dan, the tribe of Dan. Jump up to verse 40, then read down 41. But 41 is the point.
Okay. The book of Joshua, chapter 19, verse 40, I'm sorry. In the 7th, Lot came out of the tribe of the children of Dan, according to their families.
So now, this is the lot that he gave the tribe of Dan, according to their families, man. Read on.
In the coast of their inheritance was Zorah.
And now that's the land that we concentrating on, Zorah. They was in the land of Zorah. Read on.
In Eshtaol. In Arshemesh.
In Arshemesh. Now let's go back. I just want to touch on it, showing you that the Most High gave that lot right there at the time to the tribe of Dan. Let's go back.
Judges chapter 13 verse 2. And there was a certain man of Zorah, of the family of Danites, whose name was Manoah.
So what's a Danite?
One of the tribes of
the tribe of what?
Of Israel.
But what tribe?
Dan. Yeah.
Because I know sometimes people see that. I had to ask it because sometimes when you say, hey, they say he's a Danite, they be like, what's a Danite? And some people do get lost in it. We just read about the Lord gave that lot to the tribe of Dan in that land of Zorah. We
just went through that when we went through the genealogy of Esau. How the names changed according to who they come through.
Whose name was Manoah, and his wife was barren and bare not.
He said, but he said his wife was barren and bare not. Because at the time she wasn't barren, but the Most High finna get ready and let her bear seed. Read on.
And the angel of the Lord appeared unto the woman,
and
said unto her, Behold, now thou art barren, and bearest not, but thou shalt conceive and bear a son.
So she said, yeah, he says, man, though, he said, behold, you wasn't barren, but you bearing now, and you finna conceive a son. A seed, a son. Read on.
Now therefore, beware, I pray thee.
So he said, beware. Read on.
I pray thee, and drink not wine, nor strong drink, and eat not any unclean thing.
So he gave her the understanding of things that she should not do. Don't drink wine, nor strong drink, or eat any unclean thing, man. Read on.
For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head.
He said, no razor shall come up on his head. Read.
For the child shall be a Nazarite.
What he should be?
A Nazarite.
What can we go to the precept to get a Nazarite?
Roman.
Nah, we'll go back. We're gonna get it.
What you got out? Say it again.
Nah, let's go get it, man. Numbers chapter 6. Numbers chapter 6 and verse 2. Let's start at verse 2, man.
The book of Numbers, chapter 6, verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, when either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto the Lord,
Read.
he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink.
That's the same thing the angel was saying. So when he's saying the same thing, the angels coming down, they always in order with the Most High and the things he says. Read on.
And shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink. Neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes or dry.
He said you can't eat more. You don't eat moist grapes or dry. You can't eat a grape or a raisin. Read on.
All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree.
Read.
From the kernels even to the husk.
From the kernels of the tree even to the husk. He can't eat none of that, man. Read.
All the days of the vow of his separation, there shall no razor come upon his head until the days be fulfilled. In the which he separated himself unto the Lord. He shall be holy.
He shall be what?
He shall be holy.
He shall be separate to the Lord, man. Read on.
And he shall let the locks of his hair of his head grow.
Same thing, guess what? The angel was saying. That, guess what? You finna conceive a son. Hey, you can't be drinking nothing. You can't taste hey. When you doing the vow of Nazarite, these are basically going into the rules of the Nazarites. No grapes, no raisins, no vinegar of the wine, I mean of grapes, none of that, man. Nothing off the vine tree, man. Let's go back. Judges chapter 3 and verse 5 right quick.
Judges chapter 3 verse 5. 13 verse 5.
I'm just calling all kind of numbers wrong, huh?
For lo, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and no razor shall come on his head. For the child shall be a Nazarite unto God from the womb.
He said he gonna be a Nazarite. He's coming out the womb as a Nazarite. Read on.
Unto God from the womb. And he shall begin to deliver Israel out of the hand of the Philistines.
So who else was a Nazarite? Who else?
Christ.
Who?
Christ.
Who? Christ was a Nazarite. Had the same thing on him. You can go find that out in Matthew chapter 2. Start at verse 13, read down to 23. Christ was a Nazarite too. Jesus Christ of Nazarene. Come on, man. Same thing. If you go in there and look at the chapter, it breaks it down. Read on now.
Verse 6. Then the woman came and told her husband, saying, A man of God came unto me, and his countenance was like the countenance of an angel of God.
So she okay now. Samson mama saying, look, she talked to her husband like, hey man, this man of God done came to me, man. He look like an angel of God, man. Read on.
Very terrible. But I asked him not whence he was, neither told he me his name.
So she said, man, I ain't asked him where he come from, and I didn't even ask him his name, man. But this man looks like an angel of God. That's what I do know. Read on.
But he said unto me, Behold, thou shalt conceive and bear a son, and now drink no wine nor strong drink.
Read.
Neither eat any unclean thing, for the child shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb to the day of his death.
He said he should be a Nazarite from his womb to the day of his death. So all his life, it was no time period in his life that he was a Nazarite. He was a Nazarite from the beginning all the way to the end. The Most High God ordained it from the womb for him to be a Nazarite. So the instructions, guess what? The same instruction that the angel gave her is the same instructions that she telling her husband. Guess what? So she basically got an understanding of what she's supposed to do. But we finna read on.
Verse 8. Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said.
So now, the husband, Manoah, which is Samson's dad, father, he looking at him like, well, okay, if this right, let me talk to the Lord too. To see if this thing is squared away. Look like the same story in the New Testament too, huh? What kind of stories that lines up with this almost? Huh? When Christ was being ready to be born, it's almost the same story, man. If you're looking at the line, if you're looking at the timeline on how this thing rolls. The angel came to who first? And then he talked to who?
The man.
To make sure that he was in order with this thing, right? Okay, read on.
Then Manoah entreated the Lord and said, O my Lord, let the man of God which thou didst send come again unto us, and teach us what we should do unto the child that shall be born.
So guess what? He didn't take his wife thing. He didn't take his wife for face value. He said, look, I got to make sure that what you saying is right. Because if you finna have a baby, and this baby finna be a Nazarite, then hey, I got to make sure I'm finna treat the Lord. So he told the Lord, hey, if this woman is right, Lord, show me a sign that she got this from you. Read on.
Verse 9. And God hearkened to the voice of Manoah.
Mm-hmm.
And the angel of God came again unto the woman, as she sat in the field. But Manoah, her husband, was not with her.
So guess what? The angel of the Lord came to her again, but her husband was not with her at the time, man. Jump down to verse 13.
Verse 13.
Because the woman, because she went and grabbed her husband. Now the angel finna get a chance to talk to Manoah. Read on up.
And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, of all that I said unto the woman, let her beware. She may not eat of anything that cometh of the vine.
Read.
Neither let her drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. All that I commanded her, let her observe.
So Shalak, so the thing is, just like he asked for a sign. So guess what? The same angel talked to her the first time. The same angel came right back to him. Look, what she said to you, it was the right thing from the Most High. The Most High said that she cannot eat. She can't eat this. She can't do this. She can't do this. Because the instruction was already sealed. Read on.
And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, I pray thee, let us detain thee until we have made ready a kid for thee.
So he's saying, so he telling the angel, so okay then, since you doing that, let us go get a goat. What is a kid? Is a baby goat. So when we come around and talking, calling our children kids, we calling our children baby goats. A kid is a goat. Read on.
And the angel of the Lord said unto Manoah, though thou detain me, I will not eat of thy bread.
He said, even if you do detain me, I ain't finna eat your bread, man. Read.
And if thou wilt offer a burnt offering, thou must offer it unto the Lord.
He said, but if you offer a burnt offering, don't offer it to me. Offer it to the Lord, man. Read on.
For Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord.
He said, so Manoah knew not that he was an angel of the Lord, man. Still at this time, because he entreated the Lord about it, but he still didn't know that was the angel of the Lord. Let's go to Hebrews 13:2 right quick. Do a sidebar precept. Y'all should know this one. Get Hebrews chapter 13, verse 2 when y'all get there. Just hold y'all precept because we're going back to Judges.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 2. Be not forgetful to entertain strangers, for thereby some have entertained angels unaware.
Because some people have entertained strangers, have entertained angels unaware. That's the same thing he was doing. He was entertaining this angel unaware, man. Didn't even know it. But guess what? He just said a prayer to the Most High. The Most High answered his prayer, but he still wasn't paying attention to the signs. Guess what? That's what the Lord said. Watch and what? Watch and pray. When you pray for something, watch. It's gonna come. It's gonna come to pass, especially if you keep any laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
Like we said, we always gotta kill a false notion because it's different type of angels up there in the heavens. A lot of times people thinking that you got little baby red baby angels. No. It gives us the description of the angels in Ezekiel. Some of them have 4 faces. This one right here look like a man. So it's different levels of angels that's up in the heavens with the Most High. Go ahead, Al.
Come on. Let's go back. Judges chapter 13. Read
17.
Verse 17.
The book of Judges, chapter 13, verse 17. And Manoah said unto the angel of the Lord, what is thy name? That when thy sayings come to pass, we may do thee honor.
So, guess what? The wife, she didn't ask where he come from and didn't ask his name. But Manoah asked him. Read on.
And the angel of the Lord said unto him, why askest thou thus after my name, seeing it is secret?
So he said, man, why you ask me my name, man? This ain't none of your business. Read.
So Manoah took a kid with a meat offering.
Let's drop down to verse 24. Because he went on, did the sacrifice to the Lord, and after he did the sacrifice to the Lord, the angel ascended to the heavens.
Verse 24. And the woman bare a son, and called his name Samson.
So after the angel left, the woman bare a son and called his name Samson. Read on.
And the child grew, and the Lord blessed him.
And the child grew, and the Lord blessed Samson, man. Read on.
And the Spirit of the Lord began to move him at the times in the camp of Dan, between Zorah and Eshtaol.
So now this is where Samson was residing in. He was moving through Zorah and Eshtaol. Let's continue on reading down, chapter 14, verse 1.
Chapter 14, verse 1. And Samson went down to Timnath, and saw a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines.
So guess what? Samuel went down there after he was. You see, he was. I guess he was growing, and he was over there, in the land of Dan at the time, and he was chilling out, growing in the strength. Then all of a sudden he went down there to Timnath. Now he see a woman that's a Philistine that caught his eye. Read on.
And he came up and told his father and his mother.
So he came back and told his father and mother with this woman he seen. Read on.
And said, I have seen a woman in Timnath of the daughters of the Philistines. Now therefore, get her for me to wife.
So guess what, man? He asking his mother and father, man, to get this woman to wife this woman, man. Was he going off, or was he on the right track?
He's going off.
What precept though?
Exactly.
All praise. All praise. Deuteronomy 7:3. He was off. Do y'all want us to pull it?
You know that.
They should know that, right?
Yeah.
What's a precept of Deuteronomy 7:3 then?
Some things should be popping up in brother heads. Y'all know we pull these precepts every. I'm talking about ain't gonna be no Sabbath where we don't pull 7 and 3 or pull an interracial precept or an interracial law. Brothers should just have them things. So, certain precepts brothers got to have. Y'all praise up.
Yeah. Joshua 12 and 13 as well.
Exodus 34, 36. 34.
What about this?
Toby 4 and 13.
Yep. 4 and 13, 4 and 12.
4 and 12.
Joshua chapter 23.
Malachi 2 and 11.
Okay, the inside of the mud shall be pop. It should be pop. Like popcorn in here.
Sirach
26 and 19.
26 and 19 through 21.
Okay then. We got it. Nathan. We got it.
Verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people?
Read that again, Doc.
Then his mother and his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among thy daughters of thy brethren, among the daughters of thy brethren?
So he said, man, is it any woman in the tribe in the tribes that you want, man? Like we got 12 tribes over here working for women. I mean, you can go pick any kind of woman you want. I mean,
Exactly.
do you want one of them over our sister? Let's go to Baruch 4 and 3 right quick, man. There's another precept of that Deuteronomy 7 and 3.
Let me get this Sirach right quick, guys. Just real quick. Sirach 26 and 20. Just real quick. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 20. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. Go ahead,
Big con. Did y'all understand that? Sirach chapter 26 and
verse 20.
And verse 20. Trusting in our own stock. Hey, trusting. Hey, these sisters' ground is good enough, man. Hey, to till our stuff, and hey, the ground is good enough over here, man. Our soil is better than we got the best soil in the world. Just say that. And sisters, we got the best planters in the world. So hey, here's what it is. Baruch 4 and 3.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 4, verse 3. Give not thy honor to another, nor the things that are profitable unto thee to a strange nation.
So we don't give none of these things to a strange nation. We never give things profitable. What's profitable is our seed. We don't give these to the strange nations, man. Let's go back, man. Because we finna dig into Samson, man. Samson had a lot of glory on him, man, but Man, Samson went through a few things, man, that we see brothers, and we done seen some brothers do too in their lifetime. Let's go back to Judges chapter 14 and verse 13. 3. Yeah.
Judges chapter 14, verse 3. Then his father and his mother said unto him, Is there never a woman among the daughters of thy brethren, or among all my people, that thou goest to take a wife of an uncircumcised Philistine?
He said, man, you want to take an uncircumcised people, a person that can't keep the law? You want somebody that's not trying to keep no laws, and you want one of them type of women? Guess what, man? That's how we should be looking at brothers. As brothers in the truth. God dang. And with brothers, all these women that's in the truth, brothers gonna pick up a sister that ain't in the truth, man. All these uncircumcised women that don't understand this Bible, that ain't trying to follow her husband, you want one of them kind? Read on.
And Samson said unto his father, Get her for me, for she pleaseth me well.
So he said, get this woman for me. This woman, this is what I want, man. He told him straight off the top, man. Hey, I guess she must look like I don't know.
I ain't looking at my
Read on up.
But his father and his mother knew not that it was of the Lord.
So she said, no, they knew not that wasn't of the Lord. Like, no, you shouldn't be messing around like that. But they know the Most High had. They knew the Most High had said that they was gonna bless this something. That she shouldn't eat none of the things that's going into the Nazarite vow. And the Most High said that her son was gonna be a Nazarite. But the thing that he was doing, they said, well, they know not for that for the Lord. They know the Lord ain't finna give you a license to sin. You know.
That he sought an occasion against the Philistines. For at that time the Philistines had dominion over Israel.
So at this time the Philistines had us in captivity. For how long? We just read it.
40 years.
40 years.
Say it with the chest. Like Mama does.
We don't.
Then went Samson down, and his father and his mother, to Tanit, and came to the vineyard of Tanit, and behold, a young lion roared against him.
So guess what? He said they was down there in Timid, and then a young lion roared against Samson. Read on.
And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and he rent him as he would have rent a kid.
Man, he said he kicked that lion butt like he did it, like he was messing with a goat. Samson wasn't no joke, man. Read on.
And he had nothing in his hand.
He ain't had nothing in his hand, man. He looked at the lion, come on with it, man. Come on with it. Read.
But he told not his father or his mother what he had done.
But he still, after that, when he did that, he still didn't tell his mother and father what he done in that situation.
Like we always tell brothers, where y'all think they get these superheroes and Marvel from, Hercules from? They search the scriptures and put their own self in the place of our forefathers. But this was nothing new. We know that David did these things, man. Ran goats and birds and defended his flock as a child. That's right. Thanks, Al.
Become. Jump down to verse 10, up.
Verse 10. So his father went down into the woman, and Samson made there a feast, for so used the young men to do.
So his father went down into him with him, and his mother went down into him. And guess what? Samson took her wife, so he made them. They did a feast. Read on.
And it came to pass, when they saw him, that they brought 30 companions to be with him.
So when they saw Samson, they brought. So when they was having this feast, it was 30 people of the Philistines basically came down there to see them have this thing going, having this feast or this marriage thing going on. Read on.
And Samson said unto them, I will not put forth a riddle unto you.
So now Samson said, look at me, hey, since y'all came down here, okay then, he basically testing the Philistine. Y'all down here, cause you just think about it. We the children of Israel, we the best of the best. So Samson looking at these people that's got us in captivity, he's like, man, these people got us in captivity. You know how we looking at Esau, like, man, they got us in captivity. He said, okay then, let me put forth a riddle to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
If ye can certainly declare it, me within the 7 days of the feast, and find it out, then I will give you 30 sheets and 30 changes of garments.
Read.
But if ye cannot declare it me, then shall ye give me 30 sheets and 30 changes of garments. And they said unto him, put forth thy riddle, that we may hear it.
So the Philistine like, you know what? Okay then. Since you think you smart, well put forth your riddle then. Read on.
And he said unto them, out of the eater came forth meat, and out of the strong came forth sweetness. And they could not in 3 days expound the riddle.
So in 3 days of him asking that question, they couldn't find the answer to this riddle. But they had a leverage on Samson. They had a leverage on Samson, and Samson didn't know he had a leverage on him. But this woman that we reading of, guess what? This is not Delilah. This is what people don't fail to realize about it. Samson had a wife before Delilah. So you got to pay attention to the story, because we're going to get into Delilah a little bit further down the road. Because Samson still, man, he did a lot of stuff, man. Read on out.
And it came to pass on the 7th day that they said unto Samson's wife, entice thy husband, that he may declare unto us the riddle, lest we burn thee and thy father's house with fire. Have ye called us to take that we have? Is it not so?
So they telling Samson's wife, they called Samson's wife and said, man, if you don't do this, we're going to burn your house and your father's house down. Hey, don't have this Israelite dude making us look bad, man. This is on the 7th day, man. Hey, they finna get ready to lose 30 changes of clothes. What they said he finna lose 30 changes of garments and 30 sheets. They finna get ready to lose their butt off, man.
Then we see why the Most High God set up laws concerning marriage and dealing with your own people, because it's so easy for other nations just to forget them and go back to their other nation, man. They heart gonna be with their nation every single time. Go ahead.
As we say, every animal gonna cleave to his kind.
Yeah,
man.
that's right. That's exactly right.
Then Sirach.
That's a good precept too for that.
Yeah, he's a good precept. Jump down to verse 17.
Verse 17. And she wept before him the 7 days.
So on the 7th, so she wept before him the 7 days. Read on.
While their feast lasted. And it came to pass on the 7th day that he told her, because she laid sore upon him, and she told the riddle to the children of her people.
So guess what? She laid sore on him, and guess what happened? He gave in, man. He gave in, because guess what? She was sweet on him.
Let's say probably put that doop on him. Yeah. For real. A lot of times, brother, we take it as a joke, but this can be enticing ways. Sisters could get brothers out of the spirit, or to get brothers to do what they want, to get them to go against their Lord. These things ain't, we may joke and laugh, but these things are serious to get brothers to be out of the spirit and so forth.
See, because the thing is, even going back into thinking about how we roll. See, they was uncircumcised. Guess what? She can entice him with certain things like that, but guess what? With our women, we know they don't supposed to do us like that. They can't hold back the do, and you can't hold back the shoot. That's how we roll. We can't hold it back from each other, man. Guess what? Because you'll be putting your wife into sin, and your wife will be putting you into sin, because now she not giving you what you want. So what's the next thing you do? You looking at another woman, and guess what? You not getting it. Guess what? Now she gonna be looking at another man. That's why it's set up for her. That's why she like. That's why her mother, father. That's why his father, mother like. Dang, you don't want none out. She already know the rules. I mean, this other woman, she ain't gonna know the rules. She just gonna do what she wanna do.
Man, we got to brag it out, man.
I'm
gonna read 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. For new brothers and sisters out there that may not have this understanding. Hey, just like the captains is going into, these things put brothers and sisters in sin, so that's why it's very important that we follow these things.
And hold up, and also that's why you say you better try a friend.
That's right.
Because guess what? she might got this drive that you can't keep up with, man, or he might got the same thing. Hey, that's why she got the drive friend. Hey, she might wear you down. Hey, you might can't keep up with her. Hey, that's on you.
And hold up, when we say try a friend, that don't mean do it before.
No.
Now y'all can have conversations about it.
Yeah.
But don't be doing it before going outside that process.
Yeah.
We got to make that thing clear, because Negroes take that and say run a Hussein boat with that thing, man.
You know, and I'm gonna make this clear, and we'll make it clear again. When you trying a friend, you better make sure you can keep up with her. Because a lot of times, guess what a Negro would do? Or a Hispanic will do? Or Native American do? We all the same in one. Guess what we'll do? We'll write a check, our ass can't cash, man. Because Negro talk, yeah, baby, I'm gonna put it down, then once you get to it, it ain't nothing that, man. Be real with yourself, man. If you can't do it like that, don't do it, because she gonna be expecting something from you, and you ain't gonna be able to fulfill that. Now, guess who gonna be in sin? You causing her to err, because you talking. You gonna have to come with it, man. Get what she ate 6-7 times a day, hey. Hey, we ain't got to call Dr. Ian to go get some coffee. Just saying, you of course can't play the game, because you got to fulfill that void. You talking like that, hey, you better tell them, hey, if it's real, hey, 35, 45 minutes, I got to go to sleep, man. I'm just, hey, some brothers can't even do that one, man. Hey, whatever. Hey, but guess what? These things has to be talked about, because people don't want to bring. Let's be real about it, thing, man. Because some people talking about you gonna give somebody all night long. She gonna be looking after about 10 minutes. Hey, brother, this is wasn't all night long, like you said. Hey, that's being real. Hey, man, that's just being real. Because guess what? And sometimes brothers sisters be talking too, and you be short-winded. Hey, it happens.
I know how to cook.
I'm just being real.
I know how to
That's
cook
being
peach
real.
cobbler.
I bet you do.
I sure do. Go in there and can't cook no dang on peach cobbler.
For real.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 7, verse 5.
Start at verse 4, real quick.
1 Corinthians 7 and 4. The wife has not power over her own body.
So the wife don't have power over her own body, read on.
But the husband.
But the who?
But the husband.
Read on,
And likewise also the husband.
So guess what? It also goes for the sister and for the brother. It's vice versa. Read on.
Has not power over his own body.
But it's going to give you what it's talking about. Read on out.
But the wife. Defraud ye not one the other.
So it's telling you plainly, defraud ye not one to the other. Defraud ye not in what? Sex. That's the whole point, because we know when we copy the scriptures, we know that the man is over the wife, but this talking specifically during this time for, like I brought out, so brothers and sisters don't fall into that lust.
Real, man.
Read on up.
Except it be with consent for a time.
Except y'all make an agreement or consent with each other on these things coming up. Read on.
That ye may give yourself to fasting and praying.
So the only time y'all can withhold that is when y'all letting each other know that, hey baby, I'm finna fast, or when y'all fasting together. Read on.
In prayer. And come together again. That Satan tempt you not for ye inconsistency.
Because it's telling you that Satan tempt you not just for the purposes that brother brought out. So you don't lose that self-restraint. That's what's going into inconsistency going into.
Incontinency, I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Big con. But like you say, scripture, I know we laugh about it, but you know, these scriptures say what they say, man. This brother's got to be, you got to be looking in the spiritual eye. You know, because these things, like you say, you see that we talk, man, hey, you better be real. Hey, man, look. Hey, it's what it is, man. It's what I got, man.
How about 10 minutes? Stop playing.
Let's say, hey, man.
But that's part of, like, for real.
You gotta be real, hey.
Y'all don't understand, man. Trying is so much more than just kicking it, man.
It is, man.
You gotta be asking questions and things of that nature. You got to.
Right.
What if you get into the relationship with a woman and then she want 10 children? But y'all ain't never talked about that.
For real.
Now y'all in turmoil every day because she want children and you don't want that many. Yep. It's just so much that you can learn from a woman about just trying them, man, and not trying them.
Yeah, because people wanna, hey, you better examine, then rebuke. Let's go back, man. First,
Judges 14, 18.
14, 18. No, 14.
We stopped at 17.
Stop at 17. Let's go to 18. Yeah.
The book of Judges, chapter 14, verse 18.
Uh-huh.
And the men of the city said unto him on the 7th day, before the sun went down, what is sweeter than honey? And what is stronger than a lion? And he said unto them, if ye had not plowed with my heifer, ye had not found out my riddle.
So he said, man, if you ain't talked to this heifer over here, man, you wouldn't even found out, man. He said, man, you wouldn't have talked to this heifer, man, you wouldn't even found out, man. So guess what? At this point now, guess what? Big bad Samson, he mad now. Because guess what? They just made a bet. So he mad now because he got to make good on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Read on.
And the Spirit of the Lord came upon him. And he went down in Ashkelon and slew 30 men of them.
So he slew 30.
30 men of them.
You won't cheat? So he went down and slew 30 of them, man. Now, mind you, they was in captivity, though. And he slew 30 of them, man. Read on.
And took their spoil.
And he took their spoils, man. Read it.
And gave change of garments unto them, which expounded the riddle.
So he still, so guess what? Y'all want something? Okay, I'm gonna slew 30 y'all men, and I'm gonna come in and give y'all stuff. Y'all want it like that? That's what we gonna do. That's how he got. That's how. Boy, I'm telling you, forefathers with no joke, man.
Deboed them, boy.
Deboed him. For real. Read on.
And his anger was kindled. And he went up to his father's house.
So now he mad. Now he go back and home. Now you won't talk to mom and dad. Mom and dad told you to leave this woman alone. Who that sound like? That sound just like Jake, don't it? That sound just like us, man. Mom and dad told you don't do it. Now here you come. You want to go right back to mom and dad's house. You want to, hey, it's that road, man. Read on.
But Samson's wife was given to his companion, whom he had used as his friend.
So now Samson's wife was given away. After this happened, guess what? Now they figured out, yo, Samson probably didn't want this woman no more because he mad. Let's go to chapter 15, verse 1. Gonna keep on reading down. Now these chapters in the Bible, guess what, man? When this Bible was written, it didn't have chapters. They just put the chapters in the number. Now they gave us an opportunity, so when we out here on the streets, we can be able to bring these scriptures a little easier. So we ain't got to say Isaiah said. We're going to say Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 21. Read. Read on now.
Judges chapter 15 verse 1. But it came to pass within a while after, in the time of wheat harvest.
So in the time of wheat harvest, what time is that?
Spring.
Huh?
Spring.
That's springtime, man. In the wheat harvest, man. Read.
That Samson visited his wife with a kid.
So now he finna bring his wife a kid, a baby goat. Read on.
And he said, I will go in to my wife into the chamber. But her father would not suffer him to go in.
So now her father said, you can't go in here, man. Not today, buddy. Read on.
And her father said, verily, thought that thou hast utterly hated her, therefore I gave her to thy companion. Is it not her younger sister fairer than she? Take her, I pray thee, instead of her.
So now he trying to plead with Samson because he know how Samson get down. He's like, look, man, I gave her away, man. I already gave her away, man. Hey, check this out, man. She got a younger sister, man. Hey, don't she look good? She look better than her, man. Go ahead and take her.
She's fertile.
Read on.
And Samson said concerning them, now shall I be more blameless than the Philistines, though I do them a displeasure.
He said, do I be more blameless than the Philistines, even though I do them a displeasure, even though I'm mad at this woman? I'm blameless like y'all? Read on.
And Samson went and caught 300 foxes, and took firebrands, and turned tail to tail,
Read.
and put a firebrand in the midst between two tails.
Read.
And when he had set the brands on fire, he let them go into the standing corn of the Philistines, and burnt up both the shocks and also the standing corn with the vineyard and olives.
So guess what? Samson got so mad, he went and caught all these foxes, and he went and caught all these things, and he set them up there, and he burnt their fields up, man. As he said, "You want to take my wife? I'm gonna burn all your fields up, man." Man, Samson, I'm talking about, this is pretty wild, man. Looking at how our forefathers, you know, hey, things are written 4 times a year for our learning. Hey, Nehemiah, don't get upset and burn somebody, hey, field down, man. We need to get in trouble, man.
Even just to have the power to even catch 300 foxes.
For real.
To take the time to catch 300.
For real.
30. 300.
300. I'll be right back.
Put 300 foxes. Yeah, for real, man. You had to.
That's
you
a
had
lot. First of all, to catch a fox.
Man, who can see many foxes, man? y'all know, man. You stand in the city, you hardly ever see a fox, man. You one stay over by us, man. We see every now and then.
Esau don't kill them, man.
Esau killed all of them.
Yeah.
For real.
Even living in the country, you'll see a fox running across the road, but it's hard to catch that fox, man.
Hard to catch.
Read on up.
Then the Philistines said, "Who had done this?"
So
and
now,
they answered,
the Philistines, they're like, man, who set our fields on fire like this? They mad now too. Read on.
"Who had done this?" And they answered, "Samson."
They said, so Samson did this, man. They told on him. Just like Donald Trump did with what's her name? Hillary Clinton. So yeah, I cheated on my taxes, and she did too. Hold on his foot. Boy, that man was no joke, man. Read on up.
And they answered, "Samson, the son-in-law of the Timnite, because he had taken his wife and given her to his companion. And the Philistines came up and burnt her and her father with fire. And Samson said unto them, though ye have done this, yet will I be avenged of you, and after that I will cease." So
now Samson said, man, they done since they did that. You know, since Samson burnt up their field, they burnt Samson's wife up and her father up, man. Boy, I'm telling you, they play the game dirty, man. So Samson said, yeah, after I avenge this, then I'm gonna go chill. Jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11. Then 3,000 men of Judah went to the top of the rock.
Ooh, man,
You got to.
I got to get that, man. I got to get it. Yeah. Let's go on here and go back up. I can't skip it, man.
Verse 7. And Samson said unto them, "Though ye have done this, yet will I avenge of you, and after that I will cease." And he smote them hip and thigh with great slaughter. And he went down and dwelt in the top of the rock Etam.
So, since they did that, guess what? Samson went on and smoked them back, man. Y'all want to do this? He went on, hey, we can play, we can go back and forth. Samson was a mighty man. Read on.
Then the Philistines went up and pitched in Judah and spread themselves in Lehi. And the men of Judah said, "Why are ye come up against us?" And they answered, "To bind Samson, or we come up to do to him as he had done to us." So
guess what? They encamped around about Judah because that land Zorah. Reason why they encamped, because Judah was on one side of Zorah and Dan was on the other side. Matter of fact, we can get there. Joshua chapter 15. Joshua chapter 15. Joshua chapter 15 and verse 33.
Joshua chapter 15 verse 33. And in the valley of Ashtaol in Zorahal, Zorah,
and
and Ashnah.
So in Zero, because in Judah they call it Zorah. They had an E with it,
Zorah.
but it was on the other side of the same land. If you're looking at the same and on the same land mass of Zorah, they had basically took one side and Judah took the other side. So when they basically wanted to come in and surround, they said, okay, since you did that, we're gonna go to Zorah. So they encamped the whole city of Zorah, or the whole land mass of Zorah, to take Samson in control. Let's go back, Judges chapter 15. So, like I say, they encamped the whole land of Zorah to take Samson down. Just keep in mind, they took the whole land mass of Zorah to take, because they wanted to take Samson down, because they like, this Negro has to be stopped, man. He doing whatever he want to do. You know how if a Negro play, guess what? They want to see about us. You know what I'm saying? They want to bring us to correction. Read on up.
Verse 12. And they said unto him, we are come down to bind thee.
So they said, we come down to bind him, man. Read.
That we may deliver thee into the hand of the Philistines. And Samson said unto them,
read.
Swear unto me that ye will not fall upon yourself, upon me yourselves. And they spake unto him, saying, No, but we will bind thee fast, and deliver thee into their hands. But surely we will not kill thee. And they bound him with 2 new cords, and brought him up from the rock.
So they bound. They said, we ain't gonna kill you, because Samson said, don't kill me, man. He said, just bind me up, man, and bring me to him, because he was like Django. Hey, y'all want to see something? Come on out here, man. Read on.
And when he came unto Lehi, the Philistines shouted against him. And the Spirit of the Lord came mightily upon him, and the cords that were upon his arms became as flax. So
guess what, man? When they came upon Samson, Samson brushed them cords off of him like, yeah, you thought they had me, huh? Read on.
That was burnt with fire, and his bands loose from off his hand.
And his bands loose from off his hand. Now, we're going to show you how Samson got down, man. They wanted to come over and kill him. Samson said, yeah, come on, bind me up. Take me down here. When they seen him, Samson broke out of all of that stuff. Now, Samson said, now, we finna show you how the story go now. Read on.
And he found a new jawbone of an ass.
So he found a new jaw. He said a new jawbone. Not an old one that's brittle. A new jawbone of an ass, man. Read on.
And put forth his hand, and took it, and slew 1,000 men therewith.
So he slew 1,000 men, man, right there in front of the tribe of Judah, man. They were sitting there looking like, damn. That made some respect. That's how you get some respect going on, man.
You put some respect on my name.
You put some respect on the thing. Hey, any man kill 1,000 people in front of you like that, you gonna respect him. You know, a lot of people say they respect the person got shot. No, you better respect the shooter. Better put some respect on his name, man. You know.
And Samson said, with the jawbone of an ass, hips upon hips, with the jaw of an ass, have I slain 1,000 men.
He said hips upon hips, man. He said, I slain 1,000 of them fools, man. Read on.
And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking, that he cast away the jawbone out of his hand, and called that place Ramathalah. Ramathalah.
Really, that's right. Ramathalah. So guess what, man? So you know how Jake do? They whooping their ass and taking names, man. We got to talk when we whooping their butts, man. He was sitting there tearing them up. So after he got finished, he cast the jawbone away. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. And he judged Israel in the days of the Philistines 20 years.
So in the days of the Philistines, he judged Israel for 20 years. That's why the name of the class is called Judge Samson, because Samson was a judge in Israel, man. He judged Israel. Guess what, man? If you seen somebody slew 1,000 men right there in front of you, he gonna be the judge. Yeah, that's the captain right there. You gonna have some respect among the people, man. Let's go on to 16:1, man. Now we finna get into Delilah wicked butt too. Let's read that, man.
Judges chapter 16 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then went Samson to Gaza, and saw there an harlot, and went in unto her.
So now guess what, man? Samson ain't let up yet, man. He went to Gaza, seen him a harlot, and he done had sex with the harlot too. Samson just being a nigga right now, man. Knowing the spirit of the Most High on him, man. He had the blessing on him, and Samson just being a nigga, man. He going up there, he seen a harlot, man, like, dang, this harlot look good. Now he going to sleep with him. We don't.
And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither.
Mm-hmm.
And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city.
So now they seen that Samson was supposed to be Samson in Gaza. They finna lay wait. They finna try to. They still after Samson's head, man. Samson don't care. They still after his head, man. Every time Samson make a move, they know where he at, man. Guess what? He laying up there with a heart. Every time he mess with these other nations, they say, see him. Then, all right, I see him. Why don't you just take your butt back over into your own land and do something, man? He want to keep going over here and do something, man, for no reason. Read that from top verse 2 again out.
And it was told the Gazites, saying, Samson is come hither.
Mm-hmm.
And they compassed him in, and laid wait for him all night in the gate of the city.
Mm-hmm.
And were quiet all the night, saying, in the morning, when it is day, we shall kill him.
So in the morning, they was just gonna lay wait until Samson get up in the morning. They was gonna kill him. But y'all got to understand, the spirit of the Most High still was on Samson. So guess what? The Most High wasn't gonna leave him nor forsake him. So this is what the Lord had put in Samson's mind. Read on.
And Samson lay till midnight, and arose at midnight.
So Samson laid there until midnight. He didn't get in the morning. He went and got up at what time? Midnight. He didn't get up in the morning, man. Read on.
And took the doors of the gates of the city in the two posts, and went away with them, bar and all, and put them upon his shoulders, and carried them up to the top of an hill, that is before Hebron.
So guess what? Samson said, man, they lay wait. Guess what? I'm just gonna go and take their whole front entrance. So, you know, man. Tuck the doors and everything. I'm just take the whole front entrance away, man. And he put it on his shoulders and tuck it up the hill, man. But that's how our forefathers get down, man. Read on.
And it came to pass afterward that he loved a woman in the valley of Sirach, whose name was Delilah.
Here you go again. Now here go Delilah. You know this was one of the Christians' favorite stories. Samson and Delilah. Samson and Delilah. Samson on there, man. He straight Edomite out it on their movies, man. No, Samson wasn't no Edomite, man.
Say, Samson is the first way I came into the truth, because that was the first person that I've seen them show as being a black man on that Bible series, and it was on after that.
Really?
Samson, I walked in my dad's house. He had that Bible series playing on, where it was on National Geographic, and I walked in.
That was the last Samson, though.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, when that Bible series was on,
I ain't never seen that.
I seen Samson. I said, what? They put him black on.
Oh no, you right. I know you're talking about the new one.
Yeah, the new one. Yeah, the new one. The new one.
But you see how they did it though? What happened to him? He got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that new series.
That sparked something in me, because I had been seeing it on, but they were all Edomites. But this particular day I came over there, it was on there on Samson, and they put him black, and I'm like, that made the wheels start spinning. Now how they show everybody else white, but they made Samson black, and then it was on after that, because I started researching it, looking and hit YouTube. I said, is Samson black? Then I said, is Moses black? And when I did that, all the Israelite videos came up. I said, what? And it was on from there, boy.
All praise. All praise, man. I'm glad he was.
New series. Yeah. A new series, Bible series. What you got?
What is on? What channel is on? That's on.
Yeah, I got that mug. Dang, we should have hit that mug up.
You can't be streaming.
Let me see.
Can you pull it up right quick? I'm gonna see.
Man, it ain't y'all even cut the screen on. Yes,
Yeah, we got the.
all praises. Shoot, they in there. Let's read on while they finding it.
Verse 5. When we go back to 3?
No,
I'll just go ahead to 5.
you can go straight to 5.
Okay. Verse 5. And the Lord of the Philistines came up unto her and said unto her, entice him.
Read that again out.
Entice him.
So now the lords of the Philistines went up to the woman. Now they trying to get, they know how to get Samson. Just get to a woman. Whatever woman you with, they just get to him. Guess what, man? Just with our man. Guess what? From the beginning, how do you get to the man? That's the same thing we said to the Most High. That woman you gave us, gave me.
Let me read this right quick, this precept. Give me Joshua chapter 23 while I'm pulling that up. 23 and verse 12. Because the Most High God, he was warning us all the time. Even when we do these things, the Most High God gave us the understanding that this would happen to us. When you get there, read that out.
Okay. Book of Joshua, chapter 23, verse 12.
Uh-huh.
As if ye do.
Else if ye.
Else if ye do. That, right.
Yeah, you right. Go ahead. Else if ye do.
In any wise go back and cleave unto the remnant of these nations.
So the Most High God was warning us, if we cleave to these other nations, read on up.
Even these that remain among you.
Because the Philistines remained amongst us. Joshua didn't get to kill off all the other nations. Read on up.
And shall make marriages with them.
And shall do what?
And make marriages with them.
Read on up.
And go in unto them.
Read on.
And they do you. Know for a certain that the Lord your God will no more drive out any of these nations from before you. But they shall be snares and traps unto you.
They shall be what?
Snares and traps unto you.
The Bible is telling us that they're going to be snares and traps unto us, man. See how many times, even with Tiger Woods, him going through the situation that he went through with his wife, took a lot of money. Now, he got a lot of money, but she still got a pretty penny, man. Look at all these interracial marriages to where they taking most of these brothers' money because they yeah, exactly, Dr. Dre. They teaching they people, hey, marry him for that, then leave his butt, take half of what he got, man. They instilling it in our people, and that's some of the snares and traps.
And even you just take about, man, just think about, I know y'all older people know O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, exactly.
When he get out, he still on that party with the thing. I'm like, dang. O.J., you just ain't gonna learn, is you, man?
For real.
You gonna go, like, just ain't gonna learn. He gonna take his butt right back over there, man. They showed him on YouTube. He over there. You just, guess what? They just got finished sticking you for all them years for a petty crime because they felt like you killed the dang on Edomite woman, man. Guess what? They got you, but then you got right out, went right back mess with them Edomites again, man.
Because because just be honest, contrary to popular belief, OJ is a nigga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
OJ act like a nigga. He do nigga stuff. That's why he feel, and that's what the white girl.
Yeah, the nigga moment.
Yeah, the nigga moment, man.
Read on,
And scourges in your side. And thorns in your eye.
Read on,
until ye perish from off this good land which the Lord your God hath given you.
Go ahead,
Because see, that's what our people do. We go fall foot up, but down in the tailpipe. Let's go back to Judges, man, chapter 16, man.
16 to 6.
Yeah, verse 6, yeah.
The book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 6. And Delilah said to Samson, tell me, I pray thee, wherein thy great strength lies.
So guess what? He should know. Like, you just went through this situation, man.
Exactly.
She saying, tell me where your great strength lies, man. Read.
And wherewith thou mightest be bound to afflict thee.
So, man, if that ain't, man, where is your strength so I can be able to hurt you? How stupid, man. Look here, man. Sirach 33 and 19, man. She asked him, where is your strength so I can know your weakness so I can hurt you? That's pretty stupid, man. If somebody would just, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. For a person to give in to some stuff like that, that's crazy, man. Read that when you get there, man.
All right.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse It's 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest.
While thou livest, read on.
And give not thy goods to another, lest thou repent thee, and thou entreat for the same again.
So he said, don't give these people power over you, man. Look. He said, as long as you live, man. Guess what? When it comes to the Most High God commandments, man, guess what? Choose the Most High over these people every single time, man. Every time. Read on.
As long as thou livest and hast breath in thee, give not thyself over to any.
Say, give not to thyself over to any, man. You don't give yourself, guess what, man? You never put nobody over the Most High God, man. You don't give them power. The Most High, the only person you give power over you, man. You can't do that, man. It's I don't understand how, guess what? Some brothers do. They fall weak, too. Brothers be weak, man.
I would say sisters with mamas, sisters with sisters, brothers with mamas, family members and so forth. Like we say, could have been that mama's boy, the mom and the daughter got a good relationship. Don't do that. Because the Bible is telling us specifically that these things is going to happen. So you have to expect these things and know how to counteract it with the scriptures. Go ahead.
Let's go back to Judges chapter 16, man. So she's sitting there begging him, what's your weakness so how I can hurt you?
Judges 16, verse 7. And Samson said unto her, if thou bind me with 7 green withs that were never dried, then shall I be weak and be as another man.
So he telling her, he just gave her a field. You know how we do. We just throwing some stuff out there just to see if you're going to do something. Read on.
Then the lords of the Philistines brought up to her 7 green withs, which had not been dried, and she bound him with them. So
now she bound him with exactly what he said. She sat around and she bound him with these things, man. Read.
Now there were men lying and waiting, abiding with her in the chamber. And she said unto him, the Philistine be upon thee, Samson, and he break the withs as a thread of tow is broken.
The toe was yarn, read.
When it touched the fire, so his strength was not known.
So if he just gave her that information to show his weakness, guess what? And she went in there to try to get him hurt. Why would you keep on going further than this? It's now okay. Now I told you this. Now I told you my weakness. Now you gonna bring these people in to hurt me? Guess what? Micah chapter 7 verse 5, man.
It'll be like George Bush. That's the old saying down in Texas. I know it's in Tennessee. So you fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, won't get to fool me again.
Oh man, that was a good one, man. He messed that fuck all up.
I see we want to call it lame duck.
Hey man, you knew he messed up. He said, fool me once, shame on you. He like, dang, I got to keep going with this thing. Fool me twice, now you can't fool me again.
Let's put his own spin on that.
Legendary.
Man, we don't say that in Tennessee, North Texas, man. Read that up.
The book of Micah, chapter 7, verse 5. Trust ye not in a friend.
He said, trust ye not. This is going in the deception of friends, man, the different things of that nature. Trust ye not in a friend, man.
Put ye not confidence in a guide.
Read.
Keep the doors of thy mouth from her that lieth in thy bosom.
What's that meaning?
Keep your mouth shut. Don't be pillow
Don't be
talking.
doing pillow talk.
All this pillow talking. Guess what, man? Guess what? You know why I tell you don't do all this pillow talking? The brothers know, sisters know. Because that's the most vulnerable state that you be in. That's why you don't do the pillow talk. That's the most vulnerable state that you in. Guess what, man? Like you say, she done wooed you down with the duke. Now she want to know everything about what's going on.
And you gonna tell her too.
And you'll tell her, man. That's the most vulnerable state. That's why you got to keep your mouth closed in those situations, man. Because when she comes to you in any other way, you might not never tell her the things that you should be telling. But in them states, in that state, guess what you do? A person will mess around and you'll tell that. You'll tell. That's why you keep your mouth closed in those situations, man. Let's go back. Judges chapter 16, man. That's why you gotta keep your mouth closed in this state. That's what you can't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, man. We ain't telling you the whole saying in the Bible. Probably in the Old Testament.
The book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 10. And Delilah said unto Samson, Behold, thou hast mocked me, and told me lies. Now tell me, I pray thee, wherewith thou mightest be bound.
So she said, man, you lied to me. Gonna tell me where you be bound. He should be told, well, you deceived me. You trying to get me hurt. He ain't considering none of that. That's what he doing. He looking at the shoot. Guess what to the do.
And you just gotta understand, even during our time with our brothers, back in the old times, we was putting our wives away for anything, but it just didn't dawn on him to put her away for this thing. Like, come on, man. Go ahead,
He had a guess what? He didn't care. Because guess what? In his mind, he big bad Samson. He knew the Most High was working with him, man. He knew that, but at the same time, even though you knowing that the Most High working with you, you can't be so ignorant to not see things, man. We can't be that dang on ignorant, man. Let's go to Sirach chapter 3 and verse 26 right quick. We can't be that ignorant, man. Even in that, man. Don't never be that ignorant, man.
26.
Yeah, 3 and 26, Sirach. You can't be that dang on ignorant, man.
I went back.
Well, okay, guess what? And whatever she had, you don't want none of that one. Make you do all that, man. Hey, you forgot. Yeah, man, hey, whatever she had, no, don't bring that over to Israel. We don't want none of that, man. You taming people like Samson that, hey, the Most High had the gift on them, man. You taming them like that? No, don't bring that over. You keep that over there with them, with the other nations. We don't want that over there.
They take it to the other nations.
Yeah, take that to them, man. Let Esau them do that, man, and the Philistines and them Africans. Let them play with each other like that, man. We good. Read that up.
The book of Sirach, chapter 3, verse 26.
Read.
A stubborn heart shall fare evil at the last.
Read.
And he that loveth danger shall perish therein.
Because the way that Samson was living was a dangerous way, man. That was an evil work. That was pure evil, man. That's what, man. And his heart was so stubborn, like, man, you know, I'm Samson. He had a stubborn heart, man. Just look at the way how he was handling the situation, man. Samson should have never done none of that, man. Look, Samson, it was time for him to move on, man. That's what this woman just tried to get you killed, man. Tried to get you harmed. Bound, she's telling you, show me your weakness so I can see how you can be afflicted. So she bound him up, and then she brought the people in to afflict him, and then he broke the thing. If he didn't have the strength to break that stuff, that's why he probably would have been afflicted right then. Read on up.
27. An obstinate heart shall be laden with sorrow, and the wicked man shall heap sin upon sin.
Because this is when we read this story about Samson, what was happening in this situation. Samson was doing sin upon sin upon sin. Even though he had the vow of he was a Nazarite, man. The Most High gave him that from birth, man. And he was supposed to stay in the spirit, man. Let's go back to Judges, chapter 16.
Judges chapter 16, verse 11. And he said unto her, if thou bind me fast with new rope that never were occupied, then shall I be weak and be as another man.
So he said, he telling her again, it's the second trick he put on her, man. You bind me fast with the ropes, he said, I'll be just like the rest of these men, man. You can do what you want to do with me, basically. Read on.
Delilah therefore took new rope and bound him therewith.
So she get what he ain't saying that the other men doing. She the one that's doing it. She bounding him, man. Man, she must get tired not real good or something, man. I don't know what kind of woman she was. We don't.
And said unto him, the Philistine, be upon thee, Samson. And there were liars. And there were liar in wait, abiding in the chamber.
There were men hiding out ready to get him. Read on.
And he brake them off his arms like a thread.
So he break them arms, man. Even with the new ropes, man. He broke them off his arm. Brothers know how tight new ropes is, man. That's one of the hardest things to break, man. They ain't hard to break than the chain, man, with some new ropes, man. Read on.
And Delilah said unto Samson, hither thereto, thou hast mocked me.
So he mocked them against the second time he mocked me, man. Read on.
And told me lies.
And told us lies, man. Read on.
Tell me wherewith thou mightest be bound.
He says, tell me, man, what's your weakness, man? Read.
And he said unto her, if thou weavest the 7 locks of my hair with the whale, and she fastened it with the pin.
So guess what, man? She like, man, if you tie my hair up like this, man, hey, you can get me, man. So she went in there, tied his hair up, man. Hey, you know how a white girl happy when a white girl throw up, pull her hair back, girl, pull her hair back. I guess he must pull Samson's hair back. You know.
And said unto him, the Philistines will be upon thee, Samson. And he awakened out of his sleep, and went away with the pin and the beam, and with the whale.
Read.
And she said unto him, how canst thou say, I love thee, when thy heart is not with me? Thou hast mocked me these 3 times,
Read.
and hast not told me wherein thy great strength lies.
So Samson, guess what? He took and she webbed his hair up in the pins. She pinned his hair up and all that. Samson walked away, and she like, man, that stuff still didn't happen. That stuff still didn't work, man. I still didn't see his weakness. If somebody wanted to know the weakness of you that bad, man, you know it's got to be for a reason, man. And you knew it for a reason anyway, because she kept having men laying wait to do something to him. But when they seen him break these ropes and stuff off his hand, you know how he be like, yeah, well, we got him. Oh, that's all right, now, that's all right, man. We'll get him this time, man. We waiting for a real chance to really get him. We don't.
And it came to pass, when she pressed him daily with her words, and urged him, so that his soul was vexed unto death.
So I guess now his soul vexed him to death now. Just because her word vexed him to death. Read on.
That he told her all his heart, and said unto her,
told her all his heart, said it to her. Read on.
There had not come a razor upon my head, for I have been a Nazarite unto God from my mother's womb. If I be shaven, then my strength will go with me, and I shall become weak and be like another man.
Man, so he went on and told her the real deal, man. Pillow talking at his best, man. Pillow talking at his best, man. Every time she land in his arms, she got him. I got you. Read on.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart,
so she knew this was real, because like, man, he's spilling the bean. He might be sitting over there crying. You know how people come. You know how Jody came. What's his name? No,
you had it right. Jody
came in crying.
Who you talking about?
No, not Trey, but the other one for Bad Boys in the Hood. He coming there crying, swinging the police.
Oh, Kane.
No, not Kane. The boy pulled him over, man. The police pulled him over, and he coming there swinging.
Trey.
Is that Trey? Yeah, Trey coming there swinging and stuff, crying. He done told the whole story, man. Up there with Neil Long, man. He had that crying.
Oh, yeah.
Trey. Yeah, it's Trey and Ricky, my bad. I'm trying to get it down. He in there crying. So when she seen him telling all his heart, when you tell all your heart, you probably gonna be in there in tears or something, man. Read on.
And when Delilah saw that he had told her all his heart, she sent and called for the lords of the Philistines, saying, come up this once, for he has shewed me all his heart.
Read.
Then the lords of the Philistines came up unto her and brought money in their hands.
So she sold the understanding of what was his weakness. So they paid her off, man. And there's a lot of people, guess what? We take that payday too. Take the payday, man. Hey, don't give in to Esau, man, for your brothers, man. Sell your brothers out for money, man. Read on.
And she,
Yeah, like Judas.
Yep.
and she made him sleep upon her knees. And she called for a man, and she caused him to shave off the 7 locks of his head.
So how did she make him sleep upon her knees? She put him to sleep, man. She put that thing on him, man. Put him to sleep. Because guess what? You just can't say, hush, little baby, and then cut his hair off. You got to be something. Something had to go on. She put the sleep on him, man. She put the sleep on him, man. We don't.
And she began to afflict him, and his strength went from him.
And his strength went from him, man. Cut his dang on hair off, man. Read on.
And she said, the Philistines be upon him, be upon thee, Samson. And he awoke out of his sleep and said, I will go out as another time before, as other time before, and shake myself. And he wist not that the Lord was departed from him.
Because so in his mind, he said, man, I'm gonna be able to shake this off, man. But he didn't know the Lord had departed from him, man. Because he was being a what?
Idiot.
He was being an idiot. Read on.
But the Philistines took him and put out his eyes.
So they took him and they put out his eyes, man. Read on.
And brought him down to Gaza, and bound him with fetters of brass. And he did grind in the prison house.
So they put him to work, man. They put him out there, just like in the modern day, they put him out there in the cotton field. In Arkansas, they call it a hoe squad, man. You be out there working in the field, in the penitentiary, man. Read on.
Howbeit, the hair on his head began to grow again after he was shaven.
So, but guess what? After that, the hair of his head began to grow again, man. After he done shaved it off, man. Jump down to verse 25, man.
Verse 25. And it came to pass, when their horse was married, that they say, call for Samson, that he may make us sports. And they called for Samson out of the prison house, and he made them sport. And they set him between the pillars.
So they called Samson up there, and they was like, hey man, entertain us. So guess what? They do the same thing right now. LeBron James, go in there and entertain us. Michael Jordan, go entertain us, man. That's the same thing they doing. They make us entertain them, man.
We always pull it from the book of Maccabees, but this is way before the book of Maccabees, man.
Yeah.
It's showing that the other nations, they have always been wicked, man. Go ahead,
Because they have always done this. Guess what? They already required a song, and they required entertainment out of us, man. That's what they wanted out of us. They always wanted entertainment. Because we the best of the best. Guess we always had the best entertainment. We had the best of everything. So guess what? Now we're gonna make them Negroes do this stuff, man. And that's how they required us, man. They said that. He said the Philistine was married. I mean, they were having a feast or maybe a drunk or something, man, and drinking. And they wanted to make a mockery out of Samson, man. We don't.
And Samson said unto the lad that held him by the hand, suffer me that I may feel the pillars whereupon the house standeth, that I may lean upon them.
So he said, man, he told the little young man, he said, man, put me over there where the pillars at, man. I want to lean on them. Read on.
Now the house was full of men and women, and all the lords of the Philistines were there. And there were upon the roof about 3,000 men and women that beheld while Samson made sport.
So there was just about 3,000 men and women, and they watched Samson, man, as he entertained. Read on.
And Samson called unto the Lord and said, O Lord God, remember me, I pray thee, and strengthen me, I pray thee, only this once, O God, that I may be at once avenged of the Philistines from my 2 eyes. And Samson took hold of the 2 middle pillars, upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, of the one with his right hand, and of the other with his left.
So y'all know what them pillars is. Them pillars there, what you call it, the support beams? Yeah, he had the 2 support beams. Oh, they got the little Samson clip thing over there right now. Man, they don't like no Samson. He got some titties. He got his eyes gouged out.
Break them pillars.
There you go. He just got one, man. He said he had the one on the left and right.
Push the other one.
Well, you know he pushed the first one, yeah.
Well, we're gonna see what the scripture say.
See, now you're going to the other one.
Oh, okay. I guess.
In the scene.
Okay.
Yeah, he killed him.
Get on out of there, Esau. Go back, man. Okay, verse 29.
Verse 29. And Samson took hold of the two middle pillars upon which the house stood, and on which it was borne up, and the one with his right hand, and of the other with his left. And Samson said, "Let me die with the Philistines."
Yeah. But you know he had to push both of them at the same time, because you ain't gonna be blind and get one and then go get the other one. No, you can push both of them at the same time, man. We don't.
And he bowed himself with all his might, and the house fell upon the Lord, and upon all the people that were therein. So the dead which he slew at his death were more than they which he slew in his life.
So he slew them. He slew more people right then than he slew all the people his life, man. Stephen, even at the last end, guess what, man? Just thinking how the Most High does for us, he never take our manhood away from us, man. He always keep us. Guess what? When we choose him, he keep us high esteem. He always keep us high esteem, even the things that we go through in our lifetime. Thinking on how the Most High giving us favor, even though we make mistakes, man. The Most High always gave us this favor, man, being in Israel, man.
Let me get this Nehemiah. Because even with that, the Most High God used Samson to what? To save Israel from the hands of the Philistines. Give me Nehemiah chapter 9, verse 27 right quick. We always pull this because the Most High God does these through the prophets. It was saviors back then, and guess what? We got the main savior that's coming when Christ comes.
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 9, and verse 27. Therefore, thou deliverest them into the hand of their enemies, who vexed them.
Who what?
Who vexed them.
We got delivered into the hands of our enemies who vexed us, oppressed us. Read on up.
And in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven.
That's what we tell brothers and sisters, constantly throw up prayers that the Most High God bring us out of this captivity. Read on up.
And according to thy manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors.
Thou gavest them what?
Thou gavest them saviors.
Thou gavest them saviors. Plural. Read on.
Who saved them out of the hand of their enemies.
So the Most High God always sends us saviors, even in the Old Testament. Go ahead.
Like you say, man, we just get a good read over Samson, man. Man, Samson was, like you say, he had spirits on him, and he had went through things, man. But guess what? Samson was the type of person, he made him put the ketchup in the bag. Yeah, he made him put the ketchup in the bag, man. He wasn't no joke, man. So you have to think about, reverencing our forefathers, man. We got to think about reverencing our forefathers, man, and how our forefathers got down, man. The Most High showed his glory through them, but guess what? The Most High never left them nor forsake them, man. That's why we always tell brothers and sisters, we know the Most High love us, but we got to also love him back, man, even in the actions that we do.
That's right.
So then we're going to bring law out. What we got, Nehemiah?
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 19.
So we always tell people to follow law, statutes, and commandments. So we also got to bring out the law. But, I think brothers and sisters also should make sure, man, that y'all go into our forefathers' history, man. Dig in their history, man. Because a lot of these things be good reads for brothers and sisters, man. Especially sitting at the house, man. And like, what's a good movie to watch, man? Guess what, man? It's a movie right here, man. This right here was an action movie, man. Cause I done seen movies just like this.
Yeah, they making movies out the Bible. So you know it's a good read.
And I was talking to the brother we got over there in Philistine, in not Philistine, Philippines.
Got a brother over there right there.
Got a brother over there in the Philistines.
In the Philippines, man. Shout out to Obadiah, man, over there.
Oh, praise.
And he was talking about filmmaking. Like, I guess like the higher ups, when they start going into filmmaking, they require them to read the Bible. Because a lot of stories that they get out of the movies, they get it from the Bible. That's why it makes them read the Bible.
That's exactly right.
I said, when you go into the Philistines, brother over in the Philistines. You got that up?
The book of Sirach. You got it?
Yeah. The book of Sirach, chapter 26, verse 19. My son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers.
Read on up.
When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field, sow it with thy own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. So thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent.
So he said, man, sow thy seed with thy own stack, having thy race, because race, like you say, race is in the Bible, man. Hey, sow it with thy own seed, man. With thy own, guess what? We got 12 tribes, man, to choose from, man. Hey, sow it with our own seed, man, our own stock, man. Those brothers and sisters, man, y'all like, comment, and share the videos, man. Make sure, brothers, man, and sisters, man, y'all learning the Bible precept upon precept, but also learning the storylines and the history. That's why every now and then we kind of bring these stories out so we can go into our foremothers and forefathers, man, on some of the things that they did. And the greatness that the Most High had put on them. That's why he said, man, what forefather have I ever, search the scriptures, man. What forefather he ever forsake, man. He never forsake not one of them, man. And guess what? When they chose him, the Most High chose him. Guess what? When they chose the Most High, and the Most High choosing them back, man. Just like us in this truth, we choose the Most High, and the Most High choosing them back. Brothers and sisters that's giving to the cause, man. When the weather get a little bit warmer, we will be heading to Houston, Texas, to go bring thus saith the Lord down there too. What have we got on? What else we got?
Oh, we got new moon coming up, February the 11th. Then we got the destruction of Nicanor.
The 24th.
Thanks, the destruction of Nicanor on the 24th.
So, new moon, February 11th, and destruction of Nicanor on 24th, and Purim on 25th, 26th. And with that, we say shalom.